Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and in this edition of Let's Learn Dragon Ball FighterZ, we're going to be teaching you how to create a setup. So I want to show you basically the thought process you need to be looking for when you're looking to create a setup, be it for pressure, Oki, whatever it's going to be, right? So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to walk you through the thought process of a very recent setup I was trying to create and just showing you all the steps and thought processes I had while trying to come up with it. So for the purpose of this video, we will be using Nappa. If you're not aware, Nappa got some major changes in the most recent patch, and a lot of old stuff doesn't work anymore, but there's a lot of new stuff that is possible, right? And I'm just trying to think in a way, okay, well, what can I do off common setups? So one thing I was looking for here is basically just, I want to be able, after this specific move here, it's quarter circle forward medium punch here. It's a very common combo ender for him. And I'm looking for a way to just kind of keep pressure on the opponent, right? And on a very basic level, well, okay, I missed, so there's no pressure possible, right? Well, no, you just got to think about layers, right? But before anything else, I always practice on Kid Buu, specifically, because Kid Buu overall has the smallest hitbox. So if something is going to hit on a character, like say we have Goku Black, right? Goku Black has a slightly larger than average hitbox, so a combo or setup or whatever that might work on Goku Black might actually miss on Kid Buu. So for the most part, if it works on Kid Buu, it's pretty much going to work on everybody. But if you practice on like Cell or Broly or something, you might be very shocked to find out that whatever you're practicing on Cell or Broly will not work against a lot of the rest of the cast because they're so much bigger. So first thing first, when I do practice here, I always practice against Kid Buu. So right now, we have identified our goal is we want some kind of pressure after quarter circle forward medium. Once again, because this is a common combo ender for Nappa. So you need to identify first what your goal is. So my goal right now is quarter circle forward medium. And I just want something after. Just something other than just flailing. Because right now, like if I'm just smashing and like nothing comes out, if I try to attack right away afterwards, it'll miss because they're grounded. So I need a way to be able to attack them and have it actually connect. So first up here is we need to think in a mindset, okay, well, if I attack right away and it doesn't connect, like I'm missing, I need to fill time. Like if you wait long enough, like boop, 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 boop. Oh, now he's up and attack, right? Sure, that'll work, but you're adding elements of, just manual timing, right? Like, oh, say you did a smidge too early, you might have missed, or you waited a smidge too late, and they could do any number of things, jab you out of it, vanish, like, they could do anything, get out, right? So manual timing is not the best. So one of the ways I kind of came to the thought process, okay, let's try stuff out, is from a very kind of Street Fighter style of mindset of just like having things automatically timed, frame perfect stuff, right? So in this setup here, I just start whiffing buttons. Like, okay, I whiff stand jab. Can I hit after that? No, I can't. And it's going through the buttons, and I came to the thought process of just whiffing buttons. If I whiff stand medium, this guy right here. So right after I knock them down with the quarter circle forward to medium here, if I just whiff Nappa Stomp here, stand medium, and then I immediately go for the instant air dash heavy. Does it connect? Alright, well, okay, we seem to have managed to connect, right? So that's all well and good, but now we have to know, well, it connects, but does it really do anything? Is there any value to it connecting? So the first thing I want to test out is, okay, so it connects, but if it connects, are they able to vanish out? Because if they can vanish out, it's like whatever. It's like I can hit them, but like to what end, right? If they can vanish out on wake up and steal the corner. So right here, we hit them with a counter hit when they did the vanish. So we know at least it is tight enough that they're not able to immediately vanish out when we get the hit. So that's good. That's kind of step one. Okay, we know there's an element of tightness to the setup that they can't just smash vanish and they're out for free. So that is excellent. So it shows us, okay, now there's some promise, right? So the next immediate layer I would think of then, okay, so it's tight enough to catch the vanish, that's all well and good, but I am using an instant air dash heavy, which means it's a jumping attack, which means, hey, what about just them smashing down heavy on their wake up, right? Because if it works the way you think it would, then, okay, then it's not too much point to the setup. Well, it turns out the setup is tight enough as well. It will be able to hit them with the aerial jumping H before the frames that make the down heavy invincible to air attacks go active. So now we know, okay, awesome. So it beats them just mashing down heavy. It beats them trying to vanish out, so it looks like we actually got a real setup on our hands here. But there's still more layers a lot of people don't really think of. So, okay, that's all well and good, only if they backtech. So, you know, backtechking is awesome, leaves you on the ground, sure, whatever, but a lot of people uptech, because uptech gets past a lot of setups, right? Especially back in the day when the game was newer. I've seen a million Nappas, like, since we're using Nappa as our example, I've seen a million Nappa setups that literally just get destroyed by holding up while you're on the ground just teching up, right? Like so many things like, oh, here's this Nappa touch of death with a sideman, and then I'm going to hit stand medium and combo out, and it's like, okay, cool, I just uptech, and you missed your whole setup. So we also have to worry about uptech stuff. So can this setup manage an uptech? Alright, so now we know we can catch them in the air. So then we got to kind of reapply the same thought process. Can we catch them in the air while they're trying to vanish? Alright, so if they try to uptech and vanish out, we still catch them. So now we know that this specific setup will beat back rises vanish, back rise wake up down H. It'll beat uptech and instant air, they can uptech and vanish whatever, and the instant air heavy will still clip them. So we know now this is covering a lot of options. You also have to think of options it's going to inherently lose to. So will it lose to wake up vanish? Of course it will. You're pushed back pretty far, so you know, if you're thinking about pre-committing smashing buttons, maybe it's a wait and see, but you also have to think if you're creating setup, okay, what are the things I know it's going to lose to? So I know for a fact, before, you know, I even test anything, I know it's always going to lose the wake up reflect. Then you think, well, okay, if I know for sure it's going to lose the wake up reflect, and I know the other guy's going to wake up reflect, then just create an element that looks either visually similar or dissimilar in some way, but able to beat the thing you know it's going to lose to. So I can still do everything at the same time, still instant air dash, and I'll do instant air dash jab, so the enemy can still visually see I'm doing an attack, but I know it'll miss, and if they do wake up deflect, then hey, then I miss anyways, they'll whiff their deflect, and I get a free dragon rush, or I can go for a combo when it's done, whatever, right? So you also have to think of the elements of when I'm doing the setup, I gotta counterplay the counterplay to the setup. Alright, so now in the process of getting the setup, just to break down what we've gone through so far, we identified the move we want to create a setup with here, the kind of pressure we want. We want pressure after this specific move, quarter circle forward medium. We learned if we whiff stand medium and then go for an instant air dash heavy, we can beat backtechs, we can beat uptechs, we beat vanishes, we beat down heavies, we beat all sorts of things. And then you can think, okay, well, we know we lose to reflect. Will we lose to a wake up level 3? So if they just like jam on level 3 while we're doing the setup, what happens then? Alright, turns out I have plenty of time to block. So I can do that whole setup here, and I still have all the time in the world to be able to block the level 3. Another thing though is you got to keep in mind not all level 3s are created equal. So if we bring in old Lord Cooler here, Cooler has a counter super, right? And the counter super happens on frame 0. So in the other super, using Kid Buu as an example, you know, it has some startup, right? Cooler, his counter is active from the second he presses the button. So he wakes up and he does his level 3, and while I'm still doing the move, I will hit him with the tag end of it, and I'm going to get got. So this setup will work against most wake up level 3s, but it won't work against Cooler's wake up level 3. So we're now learning, hey, this setup it's a very basic setup, but it kind of has a lot of upsides and kind of beats a lot of enemies' options, right? One option we didn't explore is the delayed wake up. A lot of times when you delay wake up, it can really mess with a lot of timing and setups here, just like, you know, say an uptech can mess with timing. We know we lose the reflect already, right? Anything where you're just kind of attacking, you're going to lose the reflect, right? So I have the enemy set here to delay wake up, then mash vanish. So if we just kind of do the regular thought process of we're going to do our ID and just kind of do, you know, kind of a regular block string or attack string, what happens then? So it turns out if we do our hit here of auto combo, the second boot here, the second attack, will actually hit Meaty and knock Cooler, or any character, out of their wake up vanish. So then we can kind of start the whole thought process again. Okay, well then it beat that. Does it beat delay wake up uptech, you know, delay wake up buttons and all that kind of stuff, right? So this is kind of the thought process you need to go through every single layer. and find out whether your setups has holes or not. Like, can it work here? Yes. Does it work here? No. Does it beat this? Yes. Does it beat this? No. Like, this is the thought process that is involved here. So yeah, that's just the thought process. This is one character, this is one move, and that's kind of the layer of thought that I put into this kind of stuff, right? So not every setup needs specific timing, because like once again here, you know, we're using whiffing the stand medium as our like timing measure here. Just to make sure that we don't have to input manual timing, because when you input manual timing, then you basically open yourself up to human error, and you're the human that'll make the error, so it feels real bad when that happens. So yeah, that's just one small setup for one character, and it's interesting stuff, you know, and we can go a lot further, like other stuff I've been coming up with personally. So obviously Nap has like Cyberplants, right? So if you do the same setup here, you do the knockdown, and you do EX Cyberplant. That's the new guy right here. It's kind of a new big change for him. Do EX Cyberplant, and then immediately go for Stand S. Turns out, kind of the same deal. Stand S will catch backtack, it'll catch buttons, it'll catch people upteching. You have to do different combo routes depending if they uptech or not. Like, this gives you, generally speaking, a little bit of time to, you know, hit confirm rather, and go from there. But there's so many setups, so this is a bit more advanced setup here. And then obviously you can combo directly into the Saiba, but like, it just goes to show, this is one character. Like, I could go and make like another video just as long as this, picking one setup for Bardock, picking one setup for Super Saiyan Goku, and just basically you pick a move and just go through basically the scientific process like that, move by move, remove option by option. If you find out it can't beat this option, okay, well, can I change my timing? Can I change my approach? Can I change this? Can I change that? To try to get around it. And sometimes you can't. Not everything's going to work out perfectly, right? But that's just, hopefully, it worked for you guys, some insight into the creation of a setup. So I was working on this yesterday for a while, just napping training mode, just testing out all the possibilities. And I figured, hey, you know, maybe this will make a video that can help teach people the thought process behind that. And in that case, I hope it succeeded, and I hope it helped you out. Anyways, that is it for me. That is it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has found you well. Go and play some Dragon Ball.